Hi, everybody. This is Laura again. And this time I'm going to be talking to you about RSS and how I use the power of RSS to stay in touch with my student blog network. I'm assuming everybody knows about RSS. Blogs are great for RSS. RSS is a way that you can get the content of a blog, both the posts and the comments, delivered to some other place, to some other service, to an aggregator. And the aggregator in particular that I'm going to be talking about is Inoreader. And the reason I use Inoreader is that not only is it very good at gathering RSS in, it's incredibly good at sending that RSS back out in new combinations. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today, how you can gather all the content from your students' blogs and recombine it in new ways for new purposes. And let's see, this is my homepage, mythfolklore.net. I have some Inoreader going on here too, so I'll go ahead and quickly show you that. Inoreader can combine content across different social media platforms as well as across different blogs. So this is what I call my Omni feed. And this is an RSS feed from Inoreader that's being displayed here as HTML. So here you see the usual way that RSS looks. Very scary. Here's the nice way that it looks when it's rendered as HTML. And so this is what Inoreader calls the HTML clippings view. You can see here all kinds of Twitter going on, lots of Twitter. But there we go, there's a blog. Right, so this is from my Best Area Latina blog. If we keep on going, there's bound to be some Google Plus in here too. That's all the big blog posts. Here we go. Here's from Google Plus. So what you see here is Inoreader taking in all that social media content and then creating a customized Omni feed, as I call it, of all the stuff Omni that I'm doing online. You can subscribe to it as RSS. You can see it live here in the left pane. I did my course blog hubs pretty much the same way. What you see here in the left pane this time is for my Myth Folklore class. So these are all the blog posts combined for Myth Folklore from the end of the semester there. And it goes on and on. When you get to the bottom of that pane, it'll show you the next 50 items and the next 50 items on back through the dawn of time, which is to say back until when I subscribe to these blog posts. Now, those are all the blogs for the class, very handy. Also very handy is the fact that you can create not just combined feeds for complete blogs, for all the posts in a blog. You can pick out specific posts based on the labeling system inside Inoreader. So these are the reading diary posts from my students. You'll find all these same reading diary posts in the all blog post stream, but these are just specifically the reading diaries. This can be useful, for example, when I'm trying to get students excited about reading diary posts. How do you do them? What do they look like? What are they for? When they look and see what other students are doing with their reading diaries, what they're reading, that can give them some good ideas. I have some feeds that are combined across both classes. In both my classes, students do these famous last words posts. They're a lot of fun, very free-form blog posts just about what's going on, how things are going. And so that's a combined feed. You'll see students from both classes in there. And that's because the students sometimes comment on blog posts of students in the other classes. The two classes are not really separate. They're separate administratively, but not in spirit. Okay, now the problem here with these hubs, as you can see, is that everything looks pretty much the same, right? RSS grabs the content of the post, but the blog itself is gone. Well, that's really too bad because the students work on their blogs to give them some personality. Some of the students work really hard on their blogs, giving it a lot of personality. They put things in the sidebar. They choose a design. Oh, isn't this cool? So Lillian put her Pinterest in there. It looks like she created a Twitter for the class, but She probably deleted it at the end of class, which is cool. This is all from back last semester. Anyway, this is a lot more fun than that, right? So this is useful. It's absolutely useful. I'm very glad I have these hubs. I use them, and they're useful for the students at the beginning of the semester just to get a sense of the flow of the class. But what's really important is the blog posts in their natural environment where you can interact with the student, where if you're curious about that student, you can read her blog post. As a student who uses Instagram, so I guess the Instagram photo is being slow. There it comes, Instagram photo being slow to load. Anyway, it's important to be at the blog to really know who the person is. Over here, everything is mushed together. It's useful up to a point. This is where it's really happening, is in the blogs. So I've done a separate screencast about the randomizers that I use to get people visiting each other's blogs widely at random. But the hub is useful too. And so I have hubs for both classes. Feel free to browse. This is all public. It's fun. The stuff that the students do in their blogs is just great. So for a casual visitor, this is really super because you can just zoom in and see a lot of stories, and you're probably not interested in getting to know these students as individuals. You just want to see all the awesome stories that they've written. And they really are awesome. This one especially was fantastic. Okay, so how does all that work? It works because in Inoreader, unlike other feed readers, not only do you have all kinds of opportunities to organize your incoming content, you got folders, you got stuff in the folders, and you have all these tags. And I'll just quickly say that, in the folders, if I need to see my students' blogs one by one, I can do that. So there's Amber's blog, or I can look at the blogs for everybody in that folder, or like I said before, specific types of posts. So there are your reading diaries. Now the idea here is that I can do all kinds of things here. I can manage my workflow, and I've written about that in a blog post that you can find at my homepage, mythfolklore.net, Anatomy of an Online Course. It's all there. But how do you get from this to the nifty export? Here's the trick. You just right mouse click on any folder or any tag. So let's look at these reading diaries. The export is turned on. I can get my RSS feed. Kaboom, very scary looking, but it works. Or I can get my HTML clip. I can configure it. Let's say I want to look at the past 40 of these reading diaries. Whoops, sorry. Past 40 of those reading diaries. And there they are. So that gives me 40. I can get 40 more. This is the content that you see framed in the left panel of those hubs. But what's really interesting here too is that this is a good old web page, very handy, because if I want to read offline, I can do print to PDF. And sometimes, not so much with the reading diaries, but with the stories that my students write. Storytelling, here we go. Oh, and that's a different view. You can get magazine view, list view, that kind of thing. Typical, what you would expect from an aggregator. So let's grab some stories to read. HTML clip. I'll take 30 stories, please. This is the kind of thing that I would save to a PDF and maybe read offline. I don't comment on all the blogs. I've talked in the other screencast about how I optimize my blog commenting, but I really love to read the stories just to get a sense of what the students are doing, what they're interested in, and of course they're commenting on each other's stories every week. So that's how Inoreader works. It's extremely easy to use. You subscribe, you label, you export. I've written all that up in the form of tutorials here at Anatomy of an Online Course, and I have nothing but good things to say about this product. All the exporting, all the organizing, the folders, the tags, that's all part of free Inoreader. I do have a premium account myself because I've got lots of student blogs and I need all kinds of labels to go on those blog posts. For me, it's easier to have that done automatically by rules, just like filters in email. And that is a premium service, all those rules. But the other things I do here at Inoreader are just part of the free service. It's fantastic. And I've had a great year with them. So, like I said, it's all here, mythfolklore.net, Anatomy of an Online Course. Browse around in the course hubs, see what you can learn. I've been teaching these classes a long time. The students do fabulous things. And as you can see from all the links here, we're glad to share so that people can see what's going on in the classes, and maybe you'll even find some things that will help you in your classes too. Thanks.